podcast. It's pretty important to keep in mind that everyone came here with sort of a similar mindset, that they're excited to meet new people, explore the city more. So don't hesitate to invite friends to have lunch together or explore the Strøget shopping neighborhood together. I would highly recommend to go outside your DIS bubble to also explore the free events, any kind of programs from the local universities that DIS students could participate in. For example, I attended this innovation program, which ended up me having a bunch of Danish friends and also international friends. That makes my experience more interesting and fulfilling. So I would highly recommend that. And also I did volunteering at the Studenterhuset, where again I could interact more with the local residents here, also local students. So that is also a big part of my social life that I really like here.
DIS offers 4 different living arrangements: collegiums, homestays, LLCs, and residential communities. And for all of these different living arrangements, DIS provides a lot of social support. For instance, if you're living in a homestay, DIS creates a social network where you can meet other people living in your neighborhood or neighborhoods nearby. And then you can also meet these people in real life through orientations that DIS sets up in the beginning of the school year. And you can just hang out and meet new people. And then, for instance, if you're living in a collegium and you want more of an authentic Danish experience, DIS offers an option of a visiting host family where you can communicate and meet up with a Danish family living in Copenhagen, but you don't necessarily live with them in a homestay.
Transportation is subjective for every DIS student. Upon my arrival, I was under the impression that I had to either get a commuter card for the bus or metro or obtain a rental bike. And when I was researching the links that DIS provides to students on how to get these passes, I was unable to actually purchase anything. And I later found out that it was because of where I was placed in my residence. I actually live super close to DIS, which I didn't realize back in the US when I got my housing arrangement. So I think although my situation was solved pretty simply, I just walk everywhere usually. I buy the occasional ticket on the metro. I think this information is really important for every DIS student to know going into their semester, that transportation is subjective and you should be, looking at where you live, and that will help you later on decide what to purchase in the end.
So let's talk about academics at DS Copenhagen. Most students here would probably take around 5 classes, which I would say is more than the typical 4 back in the States. So really, the workload doesn't really come from necessarily the rigor, of each individual class, because I'd say they're definitely easier here than they are in the States. But it's more about sort of the breadth, right? You've got a lot more assignments over, a lot more classes, and so you should be worried more about organizing your time than really getting stressed about how hard the work you're necessarily doing. I would also say that your teachers here are definitely more flexible and chill, right, in terms of due dates, in terms of terms of the assignments, and also sort of what they're looking for. So it's less dogmatic. There's a lot more flexibility to sort of explore what you're interested in and sort of how you want to do it as well. So really, that can be obviously to your advantage, right, or it can be to your detriment, right, if you don't really take the onus to be up on top of things. Copenhagen is an absolutely amazing place. Academics are obviously important, but be sure to sort of get out there and see it as well.